what's up? Welcome to the first episode of my brand new Dream Car Driveways series, where I travel all over the country speaking to the owners of some of the most exceptional cars that grace our UK roads. Today, I'm heading down to Kinross to meet JDM enthusiast Stuart Conway and his superb Suzuki Cappuccino. Now, regulars of the channel may recognise this Cappuccino from when I went round the JDM exhibit at the Dundee Museum of Transport at the tail end of last year. And those that have seen that video will know that this particular Cappuccino has a bit of a kick to it. It's a bit potent. And everything that I've heard from Stuart suggests to me that this car is probably more espresso than cappuccino. So let's not waste any more time and let's catch up with Stuart to find out whether or not the modifications that he's made to this Suzuki Cappuccino have turned it into the perfect blend. Hey everyone, so I've now caught up with Stuart and we are here with his fantastic Suzuki Cappuccino. Stuart, pleasure to meet you, mate. Thank you very much for taking the time to come and meet me today. So tell us a little bit about your car, Stuart.
Well, this is Ruby. She's better known. We bought the car in 2018 for my partner. She was a stock car when we bought her, and over the last couple of years of ownership we've gradually added a few parts just to make it a little bit more ours.
So what have you done to the car exactly then? Because you've done a lot of the work yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, as much as possible. So from the exterior we have a front lip, a rear lip, and a little spoiler on the bonnet. We have the side skirts, the wheels, they're from a Mark 1 Evo, the GSR. The canards on the wings, and then there's various things on the interior. We have the roll bar, we have the dash pod for the boost gauge, the door cards, we've recovered the door cards, changed the door handles. There's a few little gaiters that have been changed to give you red stitching and stuff to go with the colour to tie it in the interior. And then underneath we have a stainless exhaust. It has a cat delete on it to give us a little bit better breathing. Coilovers on the front. Engine wise we have the Ep1 kit, which takes it from the stock 63 brake horse to 100.
100, wow.
A few other little tweaks that we've added. It has bigger injectors as part of the kit. It has a much bigger intercooler. We've hard piped that. There's strut braces front and rear, and a few other little items just to help the car run better. Like it has a cold running thermostat, a low temperature thermostat, so because it's a harder running engine, just to make it more fun. Yeah, obviously the cold Scottish air gets a little bit more flow in, more air, more fuel, more go.
So yeah, you were telling me here about the grills there on the side. You got them 3D printed.
They're 3D printed, but the actual mesh is the modern Suzuki grill, and it's got the little S. Most people won't notice the difference, but a Cappuccino guy will. Other Suzuki owners will see that it's got the little logo and stuff.
Excellent. Yeah. So those who are in the know,
little subtle touches.
That's it. That you want these little things that just harken back to the Japanese brochures of the 90s where you could modify absolutely everything within the car. Yeah. What's your favourite setup when it comes to the roof, Stuart? What do you prefer?
I love the roof off. Being a taller guy, it makes access into the car easier. Surprisingly, I do fit. I can get in it. It's neat, and we'll see that when we go.
It's going to be interesting to see us squeezed into there for sure. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes a Kei car a Kei car?
So I believe it was coming out of the war, the Japanese people didn't have much in the way of mechanisation for transport, so the government decreed to get smaller cars on the road to get maximum of 2 occupants.
Similar to what we done with the Robin Reliant and
Very similar, yep. So they had a maximum width and a maximum length and a maximum engine size. And this is the 90s version of that.
Yeah, I believe it's 1.4 metres in width, 3.3 metres in length.
Yep.
And there's power output regulations and stuff.
63 or 64 horsepower. And the engine size was 660cc.
Wow,
maximum.
and this is what, 657 cc?
657, yeah.
Excellent. And what is this? Because there's 2 engines that come in this.
So this is the F6A.
So that means it's belt driven rather than the
So
later chain driven.
There's 2 models of this car. So this is an 11, and then they had a 21 EAR. I need to check that.
And am I right in thinking that they imported around about 1,000 of these? So there are actually UK cappuccinos that you can get.
Cappuccino.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah,
so one of the 1,000. Excellent.
So they originally imported from 93 to 97.
Wow.
There was a number came in. There was a car went to the British Motor Show in 92 as a look at what we have from Suzuki, and the dealer network approached Suzuki and said, can we have some to sell in the UK? So this is where that 1,000, there was actually 1,100 were given to the UK for sales.
Wow. So I bet it feels quite fun.
It does. You're low on the ground. It's nippy. It's not the fastest car in the world, but it is great fun.
Excellent.
And the note out of the back of it's fantastic as well.
I bet, yeah. Well, that's the range starting. Will we get the roof back on and see if we can take it out for a bit?
That'll be fine.
Excellent. Cool. Nice one. Hey everybody, you join us back here. We're now on the road, we're out in Ruby. Oh, did you hear that turbo flutter there? So yeah, we're out here now in Ruby. We're going to try and find a nice country road so that we can see what it's like. And the first thing that I notice is just actually how much space there is in here. Yeah, if you're a bit wide, it's a little bit tight, but myself and Stuart are both comfortably in here. We're not sitting on top of one another. I'm actually really surprised with just how much space that we have here. That sounds amazing, doesn't it?
It does. One of the best bits is the noise. It's a nice big exhaust, a lovely note off it. Obviously with the roof up you don't hear it quite as well, but the noise of it when you've got the roof down is just fantastic.
But it all adds to that sort of visceral feeling of driving a car, doesn't it?
Yeah. As some of my friends that have driven the car say, it makes all the right noises.
You could be going 30 mile an hour in this thing and it feels fast and it sounds fast, and I think that's half of what you need to do to trick your brain in with these cars. It's the same with my Mark 1 MX-5. It was the most fun car that you could have at 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You give it a wee Scandinavian flick and away you go.
Away you go, yeah.
Right, let's hear this car, guys. Listen to that. Absolutely fantastic. And you were saying it's quite agile and composed on the roads.
Very much so, it's very balanced. I think the brochures used to say it was 50-50 weight balance with all the fluids filled and 2 average sized occupants, but basically
Japanese occupants are
slightly different to 2 fat Scotsmen.
But yeah, so what is it? Front engine, rear wheel drive for those that don't know, right? Yeah. You were mentioning before that you've upgraded the brakes.
Yeah, so because we did all the engine work and gave it a little bit more performance, we wanted to make sure it would stop as well. So she has upgraded discs and pads on the front, pads on the rear.
And have they made a difference?
Massive difference, massive difference. Again, if the car isn't a track car at all, but it's been on a couple of familiarisation days for Emma, and
cool.
the pads work better under temperature, so it makes a huge difference if you're actually pushing the car on a bit.
With composite pads.
Yeah.
Have you taken it around the track yourself?
No, I tend to take it out on nice days for a little tickle. It is Emma's car, so I'll leave Emma to have the fun with it.
And does Emma get much use out of it?
Yeah, she uses it as much as she can. She loves having the roof off. If it's a sunny day, she'll take the roof off and go to work, or when she comes home from work, she'll maybe just go out for a quick run just to get a little bit of fun, relaxation.
I love the fact when you were taking the roof off, it's so quintessentially Japanese, the fact that you get the bags and everything to put in, the fact that they've engineered that the glass slips back into the bottom of the car.
Technology wise, it was ahead of its time, I think.
Yeah, the brakes stop on a dime, don't they? They're pretty decent.
Yeah.
What would you say, sort of comparatively, it sort of compares to speed-wise?
Speed-wise, Focus ST. We've had a few interactions with ST owners and giving them a lot of fright. So.
Putting them in their place by the sound of things. You're so right when you say that it makes all the right noises. Very, very 90s Japanese interior in here. It's functional, but very hard plastic.
Very hard plastics. Lots of.
Surprised with how little it rocks about, feels that suspension setup they've got on the coilovers. Just really add to the solidity of the car and the composure of it, for sure.
As I say, when we first did all the engine work, found that it was sliding a little, it was a little loose on the front, so just that little bit of stiffness has made such a difference.
Did you explore adding on any camber or anything?
No,
anything like that?
I know there are options available for adjustable wishbones and stuff, but that's maybe future mode.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's the next question. Yeah, what have you still got to do with it? What's your next plans?
We both love the car as it is just now. We've added little bits back and forward over the last year, like the canards on the front. There's an oil catch can in there as well, just little decorative bits more than anything. But we both love the setup of the car and how much fun it is to drive, so I'm not sure if there's a huge amount more that we want to do to it, but there's always possibilities.
Excellent, yeah. It's nice to have, you get the car to where you want it to be and enjoy it for a while. Enjoy it as it is, and then get bored of it, and then find out what you want to be doing next. Yeah, it definitely feels, in comparison to it, it's been many years since I've been in Mark on MX-5, it definitely feels narrower. Well, the MX-5 is quite a wide car, and this feels quite narrow, and it feels taller. You don't feel quite as low as you would do in an MX-5. The speedo and everything converted properly? Is it reading as it should, or is it still in kilometres?
No, it's a UK car.
Oh, of course so it is, yes.
Yeah, UK car, so it's in miles. Now on the stock setup, it has a fuel cup, it has a boost cup, and it's speed limited as well, so it only went to 90.
Okay.
But the setup that we have now has removed all of those cups, I think it's about 120.
Jeez. Which would feel very, very fast.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's nippy. It gets there pretty quick. So, it's fun. That's the whole point of it, is fun.
What about things like reliability?
We have had, touch wood, we've had 0 issues. Finding parts is the biggest issue. We've put some aftermarket parts on, like the brake pads and stuff. Some of them have been difficult to source occasionally.
Okay.
We've had to resort to second-hand parts for some things. The door, the electric window motor's in the door. The driver runs a little bit slow, so I've got a replacement for that, and I've already replaced the passenger's one. So it's just the fact that it's an older car and the dealers don't stock parts for them, so we just got to hope that there's always going to be cars broken or people with parts in a garage somewhere.
And I would imagine a vast majority of these have probably rusted out and whatever else at this stage.
If you go and look on it's not accurate, it's a guide. There's a website called howmanyleft.com, and it gives you an idea of how many are taxed. They're only taking information off of the DVLA website. So the amount that are taxed are assumed to be on the road, and there are over 600 sorted. Some of them will be in sitting in a garage that someone's put away and never driven for 10 years or so, but some of them will be broken for parts.
That's a shame. You've got a donor car yourself, don't you?
Well, we bought a donor car, we took off the parts that we wanted for it, and then we ended up selling that car on to someone who was going to make it a track car.
And did they?
No. It's I think it's a half-done project.
Good intentions.
Good intentions, but it's another Cappuccino owner. He has a car on the road, and this was his second car that he was looking to make a track car with.
It sounds to me like once you get into the Cappuccino world, you're pretty much in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good advice and help in the community. It's been a font of knowledge and information for me when I was doing all the work on this car. Some really helpful people in there.
It's the joys of the internet as well now. It's that these wee niches, certainly niche motor vehicles and whatever else, can't get a massive following that they weren't able to get when they were first released. The 996 is exactly the same. When it was first released, people hated it because it was different from the rest of them. But now the internet is it's getting a lot more respect and a bit more revered for the fact that it's still a fantastic 911. You know?
Yep. So, is this the bit you want to drive?
If that's okay with yourself.
Absolutely.
You don't mind. Here we go. Right guys, you're joining me now. Stuart's very kindly given me a shot of this awesome little car. And I cannot wait. You feel very thingy, don't you?
Yeah.
Is just unbelievable. 5-speed manual box as well.
Yep. So it's practical enough in modern traffic.
Do you find that you get lots of looks from people while driving this?
Yeah, because it's such an unusual car. Younger people tend to know it from computer games.
Gran Turismo 4 I'm going to guess.
You get the occasional person that will remember it from when they were sold in the UK because it was such a quirky little car. But yeah, it certainly turns heads when you go places.
I had a Citroen Ami on the channel recently, and that thing was so much fun. The amount of heads it would turn, the people that would laugh at it, laugh at you, and it was just absolutely brilliant. And this kind of reminds me of it because of how small that car was. It's the only car that I've driven that's probably smaller than this, but this is far, far more fun. The noise that you feel, everything just feels alive.
It feels that you're connected to the car.
Yeah, and that for us, that's the whole thing, is it's fun to go out, have a little blast in it, come home with a smile on your face.
And does it put a smile on your face?
Oh yeah, every time. Even if it's like this, someone else driving it, because you're getting the enjoyment, you're getting to understand why people are passionate about their cars, why people are passionate about this particular model. It's just a fantastic experience.
Yeah, I can definitely see why the community is as positive as it is.
Yep.
Because not only are you buying a cute, quirky car that comes with a little bit of that sort of expected, hey, I'm driving a cute little car, you know, whereas this thing has just got the extra oomph just to propel it above being this cute, quirky car. It actually has a little bit of oomph to it.
Yeah, that was the purpose of the modifications that we've made, is just to give it that little more go, make it more fun, make it more enjoyable for a day out.
Yeah. What's it like for overtaking? Not that we're ready to do it now, but
fantastic.
does it have enough oomph to get past people? Yeah. Certainly, one thing I loved about the Subaru was you could just pass anybody.
Yeah.
That thing, absolutely.
So if you have a little go here, there's a bit of space in front. Watch your speed.
Yeah.
Keep going, but watch the speed on.
Just keeps going and going, doesn't it?
So keep going. The thing for me is, with all the modifications that were made, the power is there through the whole range.
You can feel that,
It's not just when you get to like 3000 you get a kick up the arse, it's just there constantly all the way, and it's so smooth.
Yeah, there's no point within the rev band, and it just gives you this oomph of power. It is quite a linear progression through there. It's nice. Clutch is so light on it, isn't it? Bet it's great in these twisties with a little bit of speed.
Yeah. I know we're not going crazy speeds at the moment, but you can feel that it's got lots of grip.
And it certainly doesn't feel that we're going 60 miles an hour, that's for sure. And I'm actually surprised with how little the speed you can feel through the car actually. I thought we would have been a lot more sort of seat of your pants type driving with it, but there's just not that at all. I thought I was going to be sitting there clutching my white knuckles on the side of the door there, but no.
It's more stable than a lot of people think, because of the size. You think you're going to get thrown around a little. As you said, it's JDM 90s plastic everywhere, so you hear some creaks and rattles with it. But
my Porsche is exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same. But no, this is absolutely fantastic, and I'm really thankful for you giving me an opportunity to get out in my first ever Kei car, Stuart. I appreciate it.
Good.
It's one of these cars that I've always admired and wanted to experience. So again, thank you for letting me actually experience this fantastic little car of yours.
If you're ever down our way, you can have a shot in the Kei truck as well.
I wouldn't mind a shot of the Kei truck. Is it one of those ones that can roll forward if you brake hard enough?
I think that feels like that. So we've got that one, you've maybe seen it at some of the shows. It's Panasonic up the side of it.
No, I haven't.
It's quite a cool little thing. I think we're probably going to move it on because we don't use it enough. It's just sitting there in the driveway. So.
How many cars have you got in total?
So we have the Cappuccino, the Hijet, Daihatsu Hijet. We have the Opel Manta B series, Opel Manta A series. We have the Hilux and Merc, a little A-class Merc, but that's about to be replaced with a car that's coming from Japan.
Okay.
The boat should be in Japan at the moment, being loaded, and that's going to be Legacy.
Legacy,
2005 WR Special.
And is that for yourself or for
That's
Emma?
for Emma.
Excellent. Very nice.
So the next import might be for me though. We'll see.
What do you think you would get next? What are you itching for?
Hackle.
Yeah?
Yeah. 100% hackle.
And how easy are they to come by?
You'll pick them up in Japan easy enough, but it's going to have to be more likely a Japanese import.
Right, okay.
Just drive all the way back.
Yep, where are we going?
Keep going. Indicators on the other side.
Yeah, classic Jack, yep.
Yeah.
And do you know what, when you eventually get used to being on this side, it's the right side.
We're going left, yeah.
How has the gearbox been in this? I know from my research that the gearboxes can be a bit temperamental.
So the gearbox issue on this is first, the synchron first goes, so you struggle to go back into first.
Right, okay.
As you're pulling up to junctions, some of them you've got to physically come to a stop. But the gearbox in this car is actually okay.
It feels really smooth, yeah. The agility, the composure of it, it does encourage you to
go fast.
not drive without your means, but certainly, yeah, just it's like, go on, give it a little bit more of a go, you know.
And we've got, as I said earlier, like the club that we're in, the guys, most of the guys have had a shot of it.
Yeah.
And I've said the same to them. Funny story, when we were in Ireland, one of the guys was talking to one of the Irish club members and was explaining about how much fun the car is. And he said, do you mind if I take him for a drive? I said, yeah, on you go. He says, is it okay if I have a drive? And I went, yep. And the standard comment of shitbag if you don't. So he took him for a drive down the stretch of motorway, round a roundabout, back up. And as they came off the roundabout, he floored it. And as you said yourself, encouraging you to go that little bit quicker. And he glanced down at the speedo, and I think he was slightly above the speed limit when they clocked the police behind him with the blue lights going.
Oh, Jesus. That high rev range is amazing, isn't it?
But it's the fact that it's pulling all the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as if it's dropping off.
Which I've heard with the standard models.
Yeah.
Once it hits about 7.5, there's just nothing left.
Yeah.
And this is just not the same at all. As you say, it just keeps going and going and wants to pull.
Right.
What is the red line on it?
I believe it's 10.5. It sounds comfortable to change up about 9, 8.5, 9, but I believe it goes to 10.5.
And you mentioned your car club earlier on, Stuart. Tell us a little bit more about, what's it,
It's the JPCC-SC. So the SC stands for Scotland, JPCC is Japanese Performance Car Club. We got a business card left in the windscreen at a show from the club that said, we think your car's epic, come and join us at.
Brilliant.
So we toddled along, met the guys at an event, and it's been a fantastic experience. A very friendly club, very welcoming for all levels of enthusiasts. There's people that come along that don't have cars, there's people that come along that don't have Japanese cars even. The aim is for Japanese cars to come, but we've got everything from dailies to proper performance cars. Right.
No, that's excellent. At least with that, you get a little bit of validation. That car getting left on the car, you're like, nice. Yeah. People are appreciating and recognising the work that I put into this car.
Yeah.
And that must be quite a nice feeling.
Oh, it was really nice. As I say, it's been such a good group because it's like a family feel community. It's not just solely about the cars. That's the common reason that we're all there together. But it's drawn people in that you maybe would never have spoken to or met otherwise.
Yeah, 100%. Well, here we are.
Yeah,
we're sitting having a conversation now, all from me going to one GDM exhibit at the tail end of last year there.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely incredible. I'm actually going to be disappointed that I'll not get to drive one of these again for a while, you know. It's one of those things that I've been waiting so long to experience, Stuart, and it's been an absolute joy just getting out in this little thing. I feel that it's much larger than its diminutive size would suggest.
Huge amount of character in the car.
Oh, definitely. And the work that you've done to it, I think, just adds to that. The existing appeal that the car had, you've taken what might have been probably a fairly slow, fairly composed car, but one that's maybe not the most fun thing to drive, and you've just ironed out some of its pitfalls. So there we have it, guys. We've been out in Stuart's fantastic Suzuki Cappuccino. I can't say just how amazing this car is. It is one of the most fun cars I've had the opportunity to experience. So big thank you to Stuart for letting me out in his car today. Big thank you to the JPCC SC Car Club as well. And yeah, if you've enjoyed today's video, make sure to call Shotgun on the next one, and we'll put you in the passenger seat and we'll catch you then. All the best, guys. See you soon.